We are so glad that you are here. Oh my goodness, we have so much goodness to share with you. Linz and I have been thinking about this course for quite a long time, this little masterclass that we put together. And of course, we have a little medical disclaimer before we start. This is not medical advice. We're sharing from our own personal experience and what we have gone through and our own trainings. But we really want to encourage you to work with your doctor with all of that. And now we will let Linz take it away. We've got so much goodness to share with you. So know that the replay will be up. And if we have time for Q&A, we'll save it. If not, send us a message after so that we can support you with all the goodness because we got some good juicy content for you. And I'll let Linz kick us off.
Yay. So, women's health and hormones is just basically you want a foundational wellness. The foundational wellness that I know and love, and every woman that I have introduced this supplement to, the VMG Plus is just basically changing lives. It's vitamins, minerals, greens, and so much more. And when it's bundled together with the E omegas are now reformulated from our old fish oils. They're now infused with wild orange, which is better for absorption. And we've had such great clinical trials for heart health. That's the number one issue with Americans is heart cardiovascular health. So this is going to help to support that. And then bundled with the PB Restore, we just want gut health because our gut is our second brain. So it's just a foundational nutrition for optimum hormone balance and energy levels. It's really going to help with your hormone balancing and energy fatigue on a cellular level. And it's got the best antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, and the absorption and retention is just crazy. The VMG has been in clinical trials to still be in your body 8 hours after you take it, which just blows my mind because most multivitamins, you just end up having really expensive pee. So the absorption is really, really, really big thing, and doTERRA has really been um, gung-ho on making sure that every single supplement has the best absorption that is on the market, which is really cool. Bone nutrient. So over a certain age, your your bone nutrient and is just gonna start declining, like collagen and everything else, basically. So we want to just keep supporting all of the things to stay nice and healthy and movement. Movement is great. But the bone nutrient is for men and women for the bone integrity, the strength, and overall health. And it is important for those with, weak or fragile bones, fractures, growing individuals, everything like that. So it's great for your health and hormones. The phytoestrogen estrogen complex it's like a natural form of estrogen like therapy, though it's not actually estrogen. It got like three ingredients. It's going to assist with balancing not only deficiency, but also excess of harmful estrogen metabolites. So it's going to minimize unwanted symptoms associated with the menstrual cycle and kind of just help you feel better around those times. It's got a fermented soy, promotes healthy breast tissue, and brings balance to the hormones in both men and women. So that's really cool to know.
And I was going to add, because some people will ask and say, Hey, Laura, I try to avoid soy, so I'm a little nervous about taking this one. And I just want to encourage people, this is a fermented soy. So it's very different than, say, like a genetically modified soy. It's going to react very differently in the body. So if you are somebody who's a little bit more sensitive, like maybe you've got thyroid things or you just avoid eating soy, it sounds counterintuitive because we know soy is very estrogenic. This is very different as a fermented soy, and it's actually helping to get those xenoestrogens out of the body. So it's something to try. The proof is always in the pudding, but I have seen lots and lots of people just have night and day difference on this product.
Rose, we all know, is the queen of oils, applying over the heart. She is the oil of divine love. So you can apply it over the heart for emotional balance because we are in a constant cycle. We want to support our emotions as well as our hormones. It's going to help boost the libido because it's a floral and promotes openness and confidence. You can place it to your lower abdomen as well for any type of discomfort, menstrual discomfort, any type of cramping, and it helps for regular ovulation. We love Rose. Rose is just amazing. Just one of my favorites. Clary
So
Calm. I can't say enough about this one. Claricom literally changed my life. I say that about most oils. Most oils just changed my life. I'm sure everybody else can say that as well. Clary Calm was one of my dear oils, and I'm going to talk more about it with a whole blend of how my journey was on balancing my hormones. But it's just, we're in a constant cycle. We have four different phases. So just supporting ourselves reactively during that time of bleed, if you're in that age range, it's going to help, but using this oil every single day, this oil is for all stages of life, all stages. So if you have a preteen, a tween, you're in your 20s, or you're going through that stage before the stage, this is literally, or you're in the stage, we know what we're talking about here, okay? Um,
We see you.
yeah, we see you. So it's literally going to help with heavy periods, PMS, cramps, hot flashes, mood swings, and just overall hormone balancing when you use it every single day on the lower abdomen and certain other pulse points. I like to do it on the lower back and the lower abdomen. Our organs, our feminine organs are in the middle of our body. So I like to use it on both sides, but just one of my favorites. Yes, hormone tip. Diffusing ylang ylang and rolling clary calm in the palm of your hands will help when hormone symptoms strike. So this is going to just keep the people in our lives alive and help with balancing our hormones. Everybody's laughing at me. This is what I want. This is what I want. Please laugh with me, not at me. But this is a good tip to keep everyone around you alive when you have those moments. It happens.
It's a real thing.
A real thing. Moodiness, again, adapt. There's going to be a lot. We're going to go really quickly with these because there's so many, but there's so many different options. Adaptive is just the calming blend. This is just a great for any type of anxious feelings, head tension. Shinrin Yoku is the forced bathing blend. So if you can't get out and about, just put this in your diffuser, place it over your pulse points, and it's just going to help all types of, feelings, just feeling down. It can result from elevated cortisol and affect the serotonin and the dopamine productions. And your citrus oils, you always want to use too. So you can use citrus with adaptive and Shinrin Yoku. Those really go well together.
We love these ones so much.
Grapefruit's good for hormone and adrenal, lymphatic, and gallbladder, breast and uterus, progesterone support, and also helps with sugar cravings. It helps with supporting the kidney, toxicity, fatigue. Any citrus is really going to be very uplifting and really help with any type of women's health and hormone type of symptoms.
And this is a cool, like, hot tip from Dr. Hill is you fill a veggie capsule with this, which I think is around 15 drops. So I know
Yeah.
that feels like a lot, but especially if you're somebody who struggles, this can kind of help with your progesterone and helping to reduce cortisol, that stress hormone. So this is a good one. If you haven't, you may be doing 1 or 2 drops of grapefruit in your water, but try filling a veggie capsule and taking one of those daily and just see how you feel.
And this is a great book just to have on hand for more information. It has all different types of menopause solutions, perimenopausal, all of that, clary sage, geranium, lavender, rosemary, and yarrow palm. We're going to have a several different types of resources for you to grab as well to help you along this journey. Is that the same one?
Oh, this one's our menopause, ladies.
Oh, yes, menopause ladies. Clary sage, geranium, peppermint, turmeric, and ylang ylang are the top must-have essential oils for menopause.
And we know you're going to ask, well, how do I use them? Get the book
Get the
because
book.
it has tons of things from spray recipes, diffuser recipes, roller recipes. Like it goes deep, deep, deep
And
in the book.
I'm pretty sure that all of these can be taken internally, but if they can be taken internally, take them internally.
Yes, yes. Speaking of
All right.
that.
So this is my journey. So I'm 41 and I was on birth control for t over 20 years. And I got off birth control 3 years ago. And I talked to a functional medicine doctor, and she gave me some insight that just worked wonders. I tried to get off of birth control without preparing my body first in 2020, and it did not work out. I was, what at the time, 35, 36, not 40 yet, but I was in my late 30s and I had acne all over. I gained a lot of weight and I didn't really prepare and support my body to get off of the birth control. So thyme, celery seed, and clary sage are my top three oils to take internally. So what I did was took a little dropper bottle and I did equal parts of the oils. Clary sage helps to support healthy estrogen levels, and thyme and celery seed is healthy progesterone levels. Yarrow palm and the capsule and the essential oil, the blend is great to supporting estrogen levels, and then clary calm every single day, as many times as I can to do it. And the Clary Calm comes in, we all know it's a pure roller. If you don't know, it's a pure roller. You can take it out, put in a little dropper bottle, put 10 to 15, up to 30 drops back in the roller, fill it with fractionated coconut oil, and have it. I have like three of them. I have one in my house, one in my room, one in my purse. So you're gonna get like 9 rollers out of it. But I then tried to go off birth control again 3, 4 years later, and I had finally felt my body. My body was working. I knew when I was ovulating. I knew what cycle I was in, which phase I was in, and it just I can actually. I'm like I work. Am I feeling as great on birth control? No, because when you're a teenager or you have problems with your periods or cycles or everything is not every month, they're like, oh, here's this for that, and it worked for me, but now I can feel my body and I'm more aware of how I'm working. So that just did wonders for me.
Mm.
Another option for hormones, when your hormones are just all over the place. Clary sage, we go back to that every single time. Lavender, ylang ylang, geranium. Just think of florals. Just think of florals when you're thinking hormone balancing.
So powerful. Melissa's asking, so do you recommend these prior to going off birth control
I I
or as
I
going off?
Yeah, I used that. I have that is a post that I have with how I went. I did that protocol for a year before I tried to go off of birth control again, and it was absolutely amazing.
So powerful. Melissa, message Lynn's and she can share that with you. And I love that. And I say like if you can, like Lynn's did, like prepare, do it. Like prepare your
Yeah,
body for this process. If you've already gone off, that's okay. Like support yourself through the process too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha, Melissa. Hot flashes. We're loving these. And I'm living in Florida, so it's just like double hot for me. But this cooling spray is just amazing. Clary sage, we just go back to that all the time, and peppermint. And you can spray it wherever on you, obviously not in the eyes, on your pillows, on your bed, anywhere. It just does amazing for any type of hot flash that you may get.
Thank goodness for peppermint.
Yes, peppermint. And we're gonna go back to these endocrines. So if you're having any type of womanly issue to stay compliant, how do you do that? I had abnormal pap smears. And I used Zendocrine, the essential oil as well, or you could use the soft gel. The soft gel is just the essential oil and the convenience of a soft gel. It's about 3 drops in a soft gel. But you can take those internally. Just helps to promote liver function and any type of underlying hormone imbalance or like, we always want to get to the underlying issue. Drinking water with lemon or your MetaPower essential oil and taking a Zendocrine soft gel and a complex daily will definitely help to cleanse and detox the feminine organs. Caring for your pancreas. Again, MetaPower has now, if you didn't know, used to be the slim and well, the MetaPowder. This is the assist, not the Mito 2 Max. The MetaPower metabolic blend and the assist. So that you could take 1 to 2 MetaPower soft gels to help with metabolism and blood sugar, and it helps to release excess water weight because that happens. MetaPower assist 15 to 30 minutes before a meal, up to 3 times a day. So that is can I say the natural Ozempic? I'm gonna say
Sure.
it.
We're
Okay,
gonna
I'm gonna say it. We're like, oh no, she's breaking the rules.
it's okay. We say things and then we ask for forgiveness later.
Yes, we'll ask for forgiveness later. It's fine.
We're
Uh, is this the one? Okay. Adrenals, again, MetaPower, this is the Mito 2 Max. So Mito 2 Max has been reformulated from the with metapower in it, and it's going to help support any type of hormonal fatigue. I'm really feeling a lot of hormonal fatigue. It's going to help support you on a cellular level with your mitochondria. You can apply Magnolia to your adrenals twice daily and take 2 capsules of Mito 2 Max twice daily or as needed. Sometimes I'll take 2 in the morning and I'll take another 2 in the afternoon just because I'm tired and the fatigue is real.
Mhm.
It's real. Caring for your thyroid. It is not a lifetime sentence, but habits are critically important. So you can check on your nutrition, your stress levels, and your water supply. We always want to start with the food and water. What do we need mostly? Food and water. In a roller, you can combine the clove, the myrrh, lemongrass, and frankincense, up to 10 drops of each, and apply that to your thyroid 3 times a day. And these are the extra resources that we wanted to talk about. If you want to take a screenshot or do that, I mean, you're going to have the replay, but if you just want to take a picture or something, the women's bodies, women's wisdom, I
And I
love that one.
cannot
The
recommend that
menopause,
book enough. I feel like that is like
that
the
one I love.
roadmap to being a woman.
Yes,
Like I feel like every woman needs this. I have it, I love it so much that I have it both as a physical book, but also on Kindle. So I just have it with me so I can do a search. It's a really good book.
a really good resource and reference to have. I will be getting the menopause one eventually, for sure, because we're headed in that direction.
We're
But these are
going.
good resources to help with all the little nuggets that we've given you here today.
Such good books.
Symphony of the Cells. If you don't remember Symphony of the Cells, this is a great technique and the hormone balance. Symphony of the Cells is, I would definitely get this book. You can get it on, I'm sure it's symphonyofthecells.com. They have a whole website where you have these specific oils where you place them, on the neck and the nose and the feet in a specific order to help the product, create, harmony physically, emotionally, and spiritually within the body for this specific system of the body.
We love it. Love Symphony of the Cells.
And this is where Dr. Laura Ritchie comes in because
Ah,
she's
you did,
this is her jam.
you did so amazing, Lynn. Thank you for like going over. There's so many good supplements and like, whoa, that was a lot. So
Nuggets. That was a lot. I was just like, oh, 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 we're good though. We're good.
I feel like way to go, Lynn's on that because that was amazing. And I'm going to talk to you briefly about pelvic floor. We'll go through some things and we get to, this is my fun part where we get to pull out the pelvis, we get to pull out Bertha and talk a little bit. So I'll go briefly over some of that and then we can dive deeper too into some more tips of um, pelvic floor health and how we can actually incorporate the essential oils to support us with that. But if you're new, so this is Bertha. We love Bertha. So this is our pelvis. There's so much magic that happens in our pelvis here. And it's also where we hold up all of our organs. So like we have the vagina, the uterus, the ovaries, we've got our bladder, we've got our rectum and colon, like a lot of things hang out here. And this is why we see so many doctors for such a small amount of space because you've got your OB-GYN and your urologist and your GI doctor and everybody. And it's all like held here in this little tiny space where tons of magical things happen. So the pelvic floor, when we're talking about the pelvic floor, we're talking about the muscles, and it's a network of ligaments and muscles and connective tissue, and it's kind of acts like a hammock. And it holds up your pelvic organs, including, like we talked about, your bladder, your rectum, and in the women, the uterus and the vagina. It does a lot. And these layers of muscle are what also help us with our bowel and bladder function, with sexual performance, like sphincter, so many things here. And it kind of stretches from, we've got our pubic bone in the front here, like stretching all the way back to our tailbone in the back. So we've got our big pelvic bones, our innominate bones, and then this little kind of triangular bone here, our sacrum, and then our little bitty tailbone, our coccyx here in the back. And so all of these are attaching, some of them even attached to the bones of the hip. It's all really close and intricately related with this. And we have superficial muscles, which are close superficially here. So we've got muscles here, like these little triangles. And if we, this is, I think this is just important. Like, I'm going to pause for a second and we're just going to go over general female anatomy. If we weren't flagged before on YouTube, now we will be, but it's important. So we've got here is actually the urethra where we pee out of, and then we've got the vaginal canal here, and then we've got the rectum, the anus in the back. And I think it's really important that we just know like what our anatomy looks like. So I'm very much like fried green tomatoes, like get your mirror, take a look, know what your normal female genitalia and anatomy looks like. Really, really important for this. But we have the superficial muscles here, and then we've got the deeper muscles, like a bowl, kind of on the inside here. And they're very, very important for sexual function, for contractions, for arousal, for peeing, like tons of things. And they're under voluntary control. So even though we may not think about them a lot, we can actually control them. Just like we flex our bicep muscle, we can contract pelvic floor, we can relax pelvic floor. Now, these muscles can become loosened or weaker going through things like pregnancy and childbirth, if you're straining or pushing on the toilet, if you're hovering over the toilet and you're not sitting down on the toilet, and we'll talk about that. Things like chronic coughing, really, really heavy lifting, high impact exercise, like age, obesity, a lot of things can affect this. And it's really, really important. So we're going to talk a little bit about proper toileting techniques because I feel like this is stuff that we should have learned in grade school and we didn't. And it's actually quite essential for life. I'm going to share these slides again. Hopefully. Nope. We just got a blank screen. That's always fun. Okay, let's try again. We love technology. Da, 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 da. Can you guys see our PowerPoint? Maybe.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh no. I'm clicking weird things. Thank you, Linz. All right, we can see the slides.
Yes.
Cool. Wonderful, wonderful. So, very brief overview of pelvic floor. But one of the things that's really important, if you take one thing away from this pelvic floor talk, please, for the love of all that is holy, sit on the toilet. Sit on the toilet. I have people come up to me and go, I sit on the toilet because of you now, Laura. I think about you when I sit on the toilet and take care of my pelvic floor. So I know a lot of people are fearful of germs and things on toilet seats and all of this. If that's you, take your On Guard hand sanitizer spray. You can spray down the toilet seat, wipe it down. But when we are hovering or squatting over the toilet, it makes it very hard to urinate because essentially you are asking your muscles, in order to pee, these muscles have to relax. And if you're squatting or hovering, you're contracting them. So it's like you're telling your body, "Hey, pee girl," but then you're contracting and it's really hard to, that would be like somebody telling you, "Relax your arm," but you're just stuck in this bicep flex. So it's not allowing the muscles of the pelvic floor to relax. Or if you're somebody who strains or forces or tries to pee or poop as quickly as possible, that's not good. So this is really, really important stuff of being able to sit on the toilet, being able to relax. There's a cool thing called a squatty potty, which will allow when you prop your feet up on a squatty potty, it's going to allow your knees to be above the level of your hips. And this helps to put the pelvic floor and one of the muscles, the puborectalis muscle, in a better position to be able to fully evacuate. So when we have people that have chronic UTIs, or issues with this, or urinary incontinence where they're leaking, it can make a big difference, and proper toileting habits are really key with this. This is also why teachers and nurses have the highest rate of incontinence, is because they can't just go to the bathroom when they need to. So it's really important when you feel that urge, when you have to pee, to go to the bathroom and pee because we're not meant to hold it for long, long periods of time. So it's really important to tune in. And I think we are taught kind of at an early age, like with school and different things, to ignore our normal bodily sensations. Like when we're thirsty, drink. When you're hungry, eat something. When you need to pee, go pee. Like really, really important to kind of cue back into those. Yeah, I love it. So we're talking about squatty potties. Get you a squatty potty. If you don't have it, take your trash can, or like maybe you're traveling, take the trash can, flip it on its side, prop your feet up there. Or take big books and put them under your feet. And then people will think you're really smart and you read all these big books while you go to the bathroom. But it makes a big difference for your pelvic floor and for your health. I always have somebody say, but Laura, like other cultures squat to go to the bathroom. Yeah, they go into a full, complete squat, like booty to the grass, like all the way down full squat. And you can relax your pelvic floor in that position, but most of us, especially Americans, are not doing that. And we're not squatting into a full squat on top of the toilet. So this is where it's important. So if you can squat and do a full squat all the way down, as my coach says, ass to the grass, and relax your pelvic floor and truly go, awesome. But a lot of people are just hovering, and you really can't do a full squat hovering over the toilet like that. Like you would actually have to like put your feet on top of the toilet and go into a full squat. So my thing is just take your On Guard spray, spray it down, and then relax your pelvic floor when you go. It's really, really important. So this is something if you just had a baby and everything is really tender. Or maybe you have something like interstitial cystitis and you're in a pain flare. Or maybe you're just working on retraining and learning how to fully relax your pelvic floor. Or maybe you're doing potty training with a little one. Take your peppermint oil. Do not put this topically. It's going to go into the toilet water. Please, for the love of all that is holy, that is a really cooling, like, no, do not put straight up peppermint oil on your parts. But we're going to do a drop or two in the toilet water, and then you sit on it, and it's very cooling. And that can feel really good right after having a baby, or if you're having pelvic pain, or again, just retraining how to relax the pelvic floor. So when we think about relaxing the pelvic floor, when we think about like the vaginal opening, it's if you can visualize a flower. And I think it's so funny because a lot of those oils that Lindsay was talking about are floral oils. Rose, neroli, like all of these oils that look like a vulva, that look like the female anatomy, are really, really helpful for our hormonal health. Like nature knows. It's just kind of cool how that works. So if you think about a flower and you think about it just like opening up and blooming, that can be a good cue of like releasing your pelvic floor, relaxing, letting those muscles feel heavy. And having that peppermint essential oil in the water can help with that and just relax to bring that down. If we want to contract the pelvic floor, that's going to be tightening up. Think about that flower closing. Or this is a really good visual. You know, when you're trying to like drink a thick smoothie out of a straw, you're really like, think about if you were going to drink a thick smoothie with your pelvic floor, that's tightening, that's contracting. It's like pulling up and in. And then relaxing is like letting it sink, letting it feel heavy, letting it open. Whatever cues help you. But again, it's retraining the brain to those voluntary muscles and tuning into them so that we can feel them a little bit. So this is a really good support roller for urinary incontinence, leakage. If you have to get up in the middle of the night to pee, maybe you're one of those people who are like, oh my gosh, I feel like I always have to get up all the time to pee and it's disrupting my sleep a little bit. If that's the case, what we want to do is a few things. One, probably stop all liquids after 8 p.m. and see how you do. Like, we don't want to be drinking a ton of stuff right before we go to bed. But this combination of about 15 drops each of cypress and juniper berry, you can even do this for little kids that are potty training. So if they're younger, I do number of drops per age. Like for my little 6-year-old nephew, I would do 6 drops of each in a 10 ml roller and then top with your carrier oil and just roll that over the bladder, roll it across the lower abdomen. And you can do that before bed. So if they're wetting the bed at night or having to wake up to go to potty, this is a really good one. Maybe you're somebody who does have a little bit of leakage with like coughing, laughing, sneezing, jumping, sitting on the toilet, going to the bathroom. We need to go to the bathroom. All of these can be really key, but you could also add this in. So maybe keep this in your bathroom and just roll it over your lower abdomen when you need it. can be a really powerful tool as well to help. And we also really like this one. This is a blend for pelvic pain. So I think about people with vestibulodynia, vulvodynia, interstitial cystitis that, again, heavily diluted and with a pharmaceutical grade essential oil. I would not do this like with oils from Amazon or the like when we're talking about using things topically on a very, very sensitive area of the body, it needs to be pure. So like 10 drops lavender, 8 drops geranium. Geranium can be a little bit more intense. So maybe start with even less, but gradually go up. Put that in a 2-ounce spray bottle and top it with your fractionated coconut oil. And you can just keep it in the bathroom and you can just go to the bathroom, wipe, and then spray topically over the vulva area. And I've had people who are really struggling. It really helps. If you've got UTIs, you can even add in a little bit of frankincense, helichrysum, tea tree oil. Again, they're all heavily, heavily diluted, but just topically as a spray to kind of give some relief can be really important. There's some interesting research about how both of these oils can help with trauma to the peritoneum. So think like if there was any tearing, ripping during childbirth, any yeast issues, these are really, really helpful um, to be said. Yeah. And so vulva is the outside area. So the vagina is actually the muscular tube in, and the vulva is everything on the outside. So when I'm talking about like spraying it over the vulva, it's like all the external anatomy there. So vagina's internal, vulva's outside to kind of help. Good questions. Good, important questions. Okay. And then I highly recommend seeing a pelvic floor physical therapist. If you are somebody who's struggling with low back pain, hip pain that's not getting better with traditional PT, you are struggling with urinary leakage or incontinence, with coughing, sneezing, laughing, jumping, or maybe it's like you feel like you have to pee every time you leave the house, or every time you like put your hand on the doorknob to come in, you leak a little bit. There can be urge incontinence. If you are having pelvic pain, if you're having pain with intercourse, pain with tampon usage, pain with pelvic exams, these are all signs that it's time to see a pelvic floor PT. Even really painful periods, painful constipation, a lot of that. So there's two really good websites to find a pelvic floor PT in your area. One's pelvicrehab.com, and they have a directory where you can do a search. And APTA, that's the American Physical Therapy Association, pelvichealth.org to find one. I will tell you the best pelvic floor PTs usually have a wait list of 3 to 6 months. So start this journey sooner rather than later. You may have to wait a little bit to get in. If you're waiting to get in, this is a good book to read to kind of check out. That's going to go through some of the main things with pelvic floor health to kind of tie you over until you do get in to see a pelvic floor PT. So that can be really, really important as well. And then we talked about a lot of things today, but this is kind of the foundational wellness things that we mentioned, like our vitamins, minerals, and greens are a really good probiotic. The fish oil, what's interesting is the research shows that just taking a fish oil daily, like Lynn said, it's got to be consistent, can help reduce pain, like painful periods and period cramps, more than Midol. But you got to take it every day. So these are really foundational things. Think about a good PB restore. Usually with pelvic pain and issues going on with pelvic floor, it's never just one thing. There's usually like chronic constipation, which is also putting a strain on the muscles of the pelvic floor. Like everything you saw, it's not a big space. So when we got chronic constipation and other things, it's going to affect one another. So this is why looking at gut health, looking at all of these things, our hormones is really, really essential. And Claricalm is just the winner. Like if you're like one oil for hormonal health, Claricalm. This month only when you bundle it together. So we're actually doing a 90-day reset all together with these supplements and you add in your Clary Calm. Lynn's is doing a really cool program called Silver Club, and you get over $200 worth of goodies for free with this. So you get some really cool supplements to start and oils to help balance your hormones, and you're going to get a diffuser and 7 oils free and a shaker bottle. And it's awesome. Like you'll have all of these things. So this is the best time ever. I don't think I've ever seen 7 oils for free in a diffuser and a glass shaker bottle with this, which is really cool. So it's kind of like spend $240 on these things, and you're going to get over $200 worth of freebies with this. And then we're doing this 90-day reset in a WhatsApp group. It's free, it's open to all. So you can just go to that QR code or you can type in the bit.ly link here, the 90-day reset WhatsApp, and you can come and join Linz and I for accountability and support. Like that's one thing that I think is really key. And what's beautiful about having a community like this is we've had a lot of people tell us, oh man, I've been waiting to start these supplements, but I like need the community. I need a little bit of support. I just want somebody to hold my hand through it. And it's been really, really cool for us to all kind of do this together and see the impact. Somebody just one day of taking the supplements, because we started yesterday. She said she's been chronically constipated and she said she had like 2 or 3 BMs. I can't remember. She was like, yay, like this happened. And it was so cool. So sometimes it happens quickly, but I also encourage people like give your body 3 months on a supplement to really see how it's working. But that's kind of a cool thing that we're doing too. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of information, but we have like 3 minutes left for questions. Yeah, Linz, hit us.
I'm just excited. I was just excited. We did it.
We did it. We did it.
Yeah.
Like so much information. And okay, so you can unmute yourself. You can drop questions in the chat. We got like a little less than 3 minutes to answer. Or if you're watching the replay, like shoot Linz or I a message over on Instagram. And we'd love to help you there too.
So, Dr. Laura, I have a question.
Yeah, Dee. Hey.
So, just real quick, I have a niece that was hit and her pelvic floor is messed up. She has 2 broken bones on each side of her pelvic. So I was wondering which one of those remedies could I do to help her? I mean, I've already did the helichrysum and copaiba to get the mending back, but which one could I use to help her pelvic floor?
Broken bones are challenging, especially the pelvis. And so really it's a lot of rest. It's a lot of making sure that because so I've had broken pelvis, not from an accident or injury, but from a surgery. So I've had broken pelvis twice, and I can tell you it is not fun. But I would say continue to do stuff internally like frankincense, capsules, the copaiba, things you can do things topically diluted. Just be careful like not to get it on incision sites, but things like your aroma touch and your deep blue. But there's going to be a resting period until those bones are completely fused. And then I would say start pelvic floor PT. Like once she gets a clear on that, just to help. Because this is going to be
Oh,
like a process.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody else? We're so glad that you're here. Yeah, we'll get the replay up. We'll share it in all the places. I'll share it with Linz and we'll get it on YouTube and in the Facebook group and have it there. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. And if you try some of these things, tag us on Instagram. We want to know.
Yeah, we want to know all the things, all the things. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Yay. All right. Well, we will see you soon. Happy Clary calming
Yeah. That's all I
VNG.
can get.
We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.